I'm thrilled to see everyone here. I'm also thrilled that we're live streaming, so we might have even more audience in attendance through the internet. I'm very eager to share with you these poems as part of my learning process about the Palestinian people, which I didn't really know much about up until a few years ago. And I suspect that for many Americans, that's the case. We're going to dive right in, but I just wanted to give you a little frame of reference here, which is that this is really kind of a cross-cultural collaboration. I'm doing the poems in English, and my hope is to spur interest in the poems so that more Americans seek out these poets' work, because it really is remarkable. In the original Arabic, there is a kind of music to the poetry, especially with the first poet's work, Mahmoud Darwish, where you can hear he's almost composing a song in the way that he puts the sounds of the poetry together. And of course, not being able to speak Arabic, I'm unable to reproduce that effect. And so I thought what I would do is provide musical accompaniments that somehow bring to the surface some of the emotion that's there in the poetry. Poets, of course, do more than put words together. They give us words that reach beyond words. And so these translators' work, some of whose work I don't really know because I've resourced these poems from the internet, various sources. But they've done their best job, but they can't produce all of the music of the original Arabic. And it's also a cross-cultural effort because, in a way, my musical accompaniment and my reading creates a kind of a translation, if you will, of the poetry into this new context. So let me just say before we begin, I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode so that I don't get disturbed with any calls. One other thing I should mention is that yesterday was Land Day, and in Palestinian society, it's a very important day. It's a day that marks a strong sense of selfhood for them, and it has to do with asserting themselves in the face of really the theft of their land. In 1976, there was a particular action that led them to protest. And it was such an important event, it included a mass strike, that it has become a regularly occurring calendar event that provides a sense of solidarity for the Palestinian people. So it's appropriate that we're doing this today after Land Day. Mahmoud Darwish is really probably the most internationally known poet from Palestine. He was born in the Galilee area, but he spent much of his life in exile in Lebanon and other places, but he did ultimately return. I'm going to read a couple of things that he wrote to kind of give you a sense of his approach to poetry. It's very distinctive. He said, "Poetry and beauty are always making peace. When you read something beautiful, you find coexistence. It breaks down walls. I always humanize the other. I even humanize the Israeli soldier." And he did that in a particular poem called "A Soldier Who Dreams of White Lilies." And he received a lot of criticism in the Arab community for doing that, but he went on to say, "I will continue to humanize even the enemy. The first teacher who taught me Hebrew was a Jew. The first love affair in my life was with a Jewish girl." And she's a recurrent figure in many of his poems. The first judge who sent me to prison was a Jewish woman. So from the beginning, I didn't see Jews as devils or angels, but as human beings. So that's a recurrent theme also in his poetry, and it tells you something about his spirit and his character. The first poem I'm going to read is called I Want to Sing, and it sets a nice tone for what we're here to do. I want to sing. I want a language that I can lean on, and that can lean on me, that asks me to bear witness, and that I can ask to bear witness to what power there is in us to overcome this cosmic isolation. I'm screaming at a moment when screams can go nowhere. And it strikes me that language must force itself into a battle in which the voices are not equal. For each rhyme, a tent is pitched, and for each thing blowing in the wind, a rhyme. Absence teaches me its lesson. If it weren't for the mirage, you would not have been steadfast. How far is far? How many ways to get there? We walk and walk toward meaning. We walk and walk toward meaning. And we don't arrive. If the mirage, a guide for the perplexed to distant water, is useless and heroic, we walk nevertheless. And in the desert, we grow wiser. And don't say because the wilderness is perfection, but our wisdom needs a song, and with a lively rhythm, so that hope doesn't diminish. Our wisdom needs a song with a lively rhythm, so that hope doesn't diminish. How far is far? How many ways to get there? is a scar inside the heart. And a country's imprint on the body. But no one longs for his wound. No one longs for pain or nightmare. But for what was before. For a time when there was no pain, except that of first pleasures that dissolve in time, like a sugar cube in a cup of tea. And for a time of heavenly images. Longing is the call of flute to flute, to restore the direction broken by the horse's hooves in a military campaign. It is an intermittent ailment. Neither contagious nor lethal, even when it takes the form of an epidemic. It is an invitation to stay up late with the lonesome, and an excuse not to be on equal footing with trained passengers who know their own addresses well. It is the transparent fabric of that beautiful nothingness, gathered to roast the coffee of wakefulness for the dreams of strangers. Longing is a scar inside the heart and a country's imprint on the body. But no one longs for his wound. No one longs for pain or nightmare, but for what was before. For a time when there was no pain. Except that of first pleasures. That dissolve in time like a sugar cube in a cup of tea. And for a time of heavenly images. Sometimes the poems go by so fast it's hard to take in the images. So I'm going to read this one first, and then I'll create a landscape for it. O rose, beyond the reach of time and of the senses. O kiss, enveloped in the scarves of all the winds. Surprise me with one dream, that my madness will recoil from you. Recoiling from you in order to approach you, I discover time. Approaching you in order to recoil from you, I discover my senses. Between approach and recoil, there is a stone the size of a dream. It does not approach, it does not recoil. You are my country. A stone is not what I am. Therefore, I do not like to face the sky, nor do I die level with the ground. But I'm a stranger, always a stranger. Rising far beyond the reach of time and senses, wrapping her, oh kiss, in scarves of every wind, surprising me with one vision. That my homeland's madness and exile come from you. Rejecting you, only to approach you, I discovered time. Approaching you, only to reject you. I discovered my senses between approach and rejection. There is a stone the size of a dream. It does not approach. It does not reject. You were once mine, but the stone is not what I am. Thus, I do not love for the sake of the sky, nor can I die level with the earth. Yet I remain a stranger. The war will end. The leaders will shake hands. The old woman will keep waiting for her martyred son. That woman will wait for her beloved husband. And those children will wait for their heroic father. A woman said to a cloud, "Cover my dear one, for my clothes are wet with his blood." If you are not rain, O dear one, then be tree, teeming with life, be tree. And if you are not tree, O dear one, then be stone, heavy with dew. And if you are not stone, O dear one, be the moon itself in the dreams of she who loves you. The woman said these words to her son at his funeral. This is a poem called Homeland, and as you can see, homeland is a theme that's very deep in the soil of Palestinian society. And so many of Mahmoud Darwish's poems are about his connection to the land and his deep sense of loss at that connection, and always this paradoxical parallelism or pulling between the land and his sense of identity. A person can only be born in one place. However, he may die several times elsewhere. In exile and in prison, and in a homeland transformed by the occupation and oppression into a nightmare. Irony helps me overcome the harshness of the reality we live, eases the pain of scars, and makes people smile. A person can only be born in one place. However, he may die several times elsewhere. In exile and in prison, and in a homeland transformed by the occupation and oppression into a nightmare. Irony helps me become harshness of the reality we live in. Eases the pain of scars and makes people smile. We have on this land is one of Mahmoud Darwish's most famous poems. We have on this land that which makes life worth living. We have on this land all of that which makes life worth living. April's hesitation, the aroma of bread at dawn, a woman's beseeching of men, the writings of Aeschylus, love's beginning, moss on a stone. Mothers standing on a flute's thread, and the invader's fear of memories. We have on this land that which makes life worth living. September's end, a woman leaving 40 behind with all of her apricots. The hour of sunlight in prison. A cloud reflecting a swarm of creatures. People's applause for those who face their own erasure with a smile, and the tyrant's fear of songs. We have on this land all of that which makes life worth living. On this land, the lady of our land, the mother of all beginnings, and the mother of all ends. She was called Palestine. Her name later became Palestine, my lady, because you are my lady. All of that which makes life I'm going to switch to a new poet, Fadwa Tukan. She was born in 1917, and so she witnessed the Nakba, the catastrophe, which we've heard somewhat about since a couple of years ago. It's become much more common knowledge. Does everybody here know what the Nakba is? Yes? Okay. And so she brings a certain energy to her poetry. She really was embraced by her countrymen and really the Arab community as a whole. One thing I should say actually is that poetry is very deep in Arab cultures, not just Palestinian, and there is a lot of exchange among the different communities in their poetry. They inspire each other. Egyptian poets inspire Palestinian poets, Lebanese poets. And it's a vibrant force, not some esoteric thing that you rarely encounter. And poetic reading is not unusual, it's rather common. Not only that, there is a long tradition of providing musical accompaniment to poetic reading. So I'm in good company. So this is a poem called Enough for Me. And in the poem, she talks about her relationship to the soil and the earth, and how she sees herself as part of this continuity that will carry forward forever. Enough for me to die on her earth, be buried in her, to melt and vanish into her soil. Then sprout forth as a flower, played with by a child from my country. Enough for me to remain in my country's embrace, to be in her close as a handful of dust. A sprig of grass. A wildflower. This is a poem called The Deluge and the Tree, and I'm going to follow it with a poem by Mahmoud Darwish because they make an interesting pair. Nature is very, very important to the Palestinian people, and trees have a very special symbolism. Olive trees, and as we'll see, cypress trees. There are different varieties of cypress, but if you look at the Mediterranean cypress, it's a very tall, skinny thing. It has a certain connection to the society, partly because it resembles a minaret, which is the tower in a mosque where the call to prayer comes from, is sung, is issued. Nowadays it's on speakers, but it used to be sung. So this is this song, this poem rather, The Deluge and the Tree, uses a lot of this symbolism to convey the defiance to the Nakba and what followed. They gloated. The western skies echoed with joyous cries. The tree has fallen, the great trunk is smashed, and hurricane leaves no life in the tree. The hurricane leaves no life in the tree. Had the tree really fallen? Never. Not with our red streams flowing forever. Not while the wine of our torn limbs feeds the thirsty roots, Arab roots, alive, tunneling deep, deep into the land. And when the tree rises up, the branches shall flourish, green and fresh in the sun, and laughter of the tree shall leaf beneath the sun, and birds shall return. Undoubtedly the birds shall return. The birds shall return. Now, Mahmoud Darwish takes a very different angle on this image of the tree. In another poem, he says, two slender cypresses like two long needles embroidering a lemon yellow cloud. He also says in another poem, The State of Siege, the evergreen cypresses behind the soldiers are minarets, protecting the sky from falling. So, in this poem, he uses this image of the cypress being like a minaret, and the tree standing for many things, of course, but for Palestinian culture, for the people's spirit, and their sense of identity. But as he mentioned before, in one of his poems, one of his tools to deal with the history of the people is irony. And we see that beautifully expressed in this poem. The cypress broke like a minaret and slept on the road. Upon its chapped shadow, dark, green, as it has always been. No one got hurt. The vehicle sped over its branches, and dust blew into the windshields. The cypress broke, but the pigeon in the neighboring house didn't change its public nest, and two migrant birds hovered above the hem of the place and exchanged some symbols. And a woman said to her neighbor, "Did you see a storm?" She said no, and no bulldozer either. broke, and those passing by the wreckage said, maybe it got bored with being neglected. It grew old with the days. It is long like a giraffe, and little in meaning like a dust broom, and couldn't shade two lovers. And a boy said, I used to draw it perfectly. Its figure was easy to draw. And a girl said, the sky today is incomplete because the cypress broke. And a young man said, but the sky today is complete because the cypress broke. And I said to myself, neither mystery nor clarity. Broke, and that is all there is to it. The cypress broke. I would like to read a couple of poems by Ziad Tawfiq. This is a poet who lived from 1929 to 1994. And the second poem is especially resonant in many Arab cultures. It's I Call to You All. But first, a poem of defiance called The Impossible. It would be 1,000 times easier for you to lead an elephant through the eye of a needle, to catch fried fish on scorched earth, to plow the seas, to make crocodiles talk. It would be 1,000 times easier to extinguish through persecution a glimmering thought of the way we have chosen. I call on you. I clasp your hands, I kiss the ground under your feet, and I say, I offer my life for yours. I give you the light of my eyes as a present and the warmth of my heart. The tragedy I live is but my share of your tragedies. I call on you, I clasp your hands. I was not humiliated in my homeland, nor was I diminished. I stood up to my oppressors, orphaned, nude, and barefoot. I carried my blood in my palm. I never lowered my flags. I guarded the green grass over my ancestors' graves. I call on you. I clasp your hands. I call to you all. I take your hand and hold it tightly. I kiss the ground on which you place your feet. I know that for you, I would give my life. My life I would give for you. I offer you the light of my eyes, the fire of my heart. For this pain I suffer is only a small part of your pain. I never have sold my country, and I have been willing to serve to face the invader with steadfastness and courage. An orphan willing to die, carrying my people on my shoulders. You'll see my flag raised high, and a mountain clothed in the green of the olive branch. For those who will come after, I call to you all. I call to you all. I call to you all. The poet Khalid Juma, composed a poem that has kind of gone viral, and you'll see why. It's wonderful. Children of Gaza, you who constantly disturb me with your screams under my window, you who filled every morning with rush and chaos, you who broke my vase and stole the lonely flower on my balcony, come back. And scream as you want. And break all the vases. Steal all the flowers. Come back. Just come back. Samuel Kassim has written several poems that have been in translation, and I'd like to do a series of 5 of them. He's wonderfully good at creating imagery and also a kind of comic effect out of tragedy. You could say that they're tragic comic poems. one is called Prison Guard. Through the eye hole of this little cell of mine, I can see the trees all smiling at me, the rooftops crowded with my family, the windows breaking into tears for me, and prayers for me. Through the keyhole of this little cell of mine, I see your bigger cell just fine. This poem is called Bats, and again, it uses symbolism from nature. So the bats could mean many possible things, but it's clearly something intrusive in daily life. It's bothersome, well, you'll see. Bats on my windows suck in my words. Bats at the entrance to my house, behind newspaper in corners, trail my footsteps, observing every movement of my head. From the back of the chair, bats watch me. They trail me in the streets, watching my eyes pause on books, on young girls' legs. They watch and watch on my neighbor's balcony. Bats and electronic gadgets hidden in the walls. Now bats are on the verge of suicide. Digging a road to daylight. This poem is called Rain on the Newsstand. Rain out of the blue on the morning papers. Rain. The ink flows from one language to another. The mannequin's features vanish from the cover. Rain out on the blue on the morning papers. Rain. With the face of the athlete, proud of his first prize. Mascara runs rampant in an actress's eyes. Rain. Out of the blue on the morning papers. Rain. The bled crimson oozes, wounds open on the op-ed page. The kiosk closes its door. dark on the late edition. This one is called Travel Tickets. The day I'm killed, my killer, rifling through my pockets, will find travel tickets. One to peace. One to the fields and the rain, and one to the conscience of mankind. Dear killer of mine, I beg you, do not stay here and waste them. Take them. Use them. I beg you to travel. Rafat Al-Arir was born in September of 1979, so much more recent. And he was killed on December 6th, 2023, in an airstrike that was targeted at him. He was an academic, a poet, a intellectual, and a leader in his community. And his poem, If I Must Die, has also kind of gone viral. So I would like to end with it. Just to remember him and his incredible spirit. If I must die, you must live. To tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings. Make it white with a long tail so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the sky, awaiting his dad who left in a blaze and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself, sees the kite. My kite, you made, flying above, and thinks for a moment. An angel is there, bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope. Let it be a tale.